Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I am once again jumping into brand new products, or at least new to me products. And I'm actually really happy with how everything turned out today. I've been really into like pops of color lately. I'm definitely embracing the Miami vibe now that I'm in South Florida. Definitely love this glowy, dewy skin. Everything is really just, I love the way everything worked together. So if this is something you're into and you want to see what I used today to achieve this, as well as which products didn't exactly work out for me, make sure to keep on watching and please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 5 videos a week and that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see how we got here, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to start with complexion first, and I did open all the boxes because with these nails it's always a hassle. So they are new products, they are just unwrapped from their boxes. So this is from Dr. Perricone MD. This is the Instant Blur. It is a primer. You can use it alone or under makeup. So I got this as part of the BoxyCharm Boxy pop-up. I'll link a video I did up here with a bunch of information on that. But it's a little balm with a little applicator that you're just supposed to smooth over your pores, and it is supposedly going to blur, smooth, prep the skin, and really just airbrush everything. I mean, I don't know if it's doing anything yet, but we'll see how everything sits on top of it. My pores are definitely looking smoothed out. Everything definitely looks a little smoothed over. So, primer. So I just noticed that my camera actually stopped recording, so you guys missed foundation and concealer. For foundation, I did use the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Oil-Free Matte CC Cream. And for concealer, I used the Billion Dollar Brows Concealer and Highlight Pen. That's all I've done so far. I am using the shade Fair Light in the CC, which I used to be the shade Light, and it was always a little dark for me. So I haven't used the CC cream since they expanded the shades, and this shade is actually looking a whole lot better. As for the concealer, it's meant to be like a under brow concealer and take it down the lid. I did also take it in the under eye area and in the center of the face just to brighten, and honestly, I'm quite happy with how everything is looked. Everything is looking. It's definitely, you know, very flawless. I haven't contoured or bronzed or anything. When this video goes up, you will not yet have seen my full face of First Impressions Beauty for Real. So for you guys, this is currently a First Impressions for these two. However, I did already use them on camera. You guys will see that video coming later this week. But I have absolutely fallen in love with these sticks, especially because I typically don't like cream contour, cream bronzer, cream blush. So I'm going to be using these today. And I'm just going to add a little bit of bronzer on the perimeters of the face and down the nose. And I just noticed that the foundation is settling into the lines on my forehead, so I'm just going to buff that out just to kind of clean it up a little bit and grab a tiny bit of pressed powder just to lock it in place. That is like my one line that always gives me trouble, is right in the center of the forehead. Now that that's done, we're going to blend out the bronzer. I think my favorite part about these sticks, now that, you know, I've already let you know I like them, is that they are sheer without being not pigmented. Like, sometimes people forget that there's a difference between lack of pigment and sheer. This is designed to be more on the sheer side, so it's very Your Skin But Better, but you can definitely build it up. But there is pigment there, and it blends in beautifully, versus a lot of the other stick products I've used where they just don't have enough pigment. So even though it's not quite sheer, it's just patchy and gross, this does not get patchy at all. The amount of pigment is there for a reason, and it works, and is super easy to work with. I'm going to go back into a little bit of that concealer just to clean up the sides and tip of the nose. And then a tiny bit of powder just to lock in the nose, because that's like the second area that always gets messed up. Then I'm going to go into the blush and just add a little bit on the apples of the cheeks. And then on that same brush, just going to soft circular motions, blend it over the bronzer. Whatever's left on my brush, just around the nose to add a little bit of that glow. And I'm gonna take a little bit more powder. I'm using the same Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I'm just gonna lightly set down everywhere. Normally, when I've used this product, I haven't done that. I really just let it do its own thing. But for today, I want things to be a little bit more on the matte side. So I wanna take down a tiny bit of that glow and shine. So next up, we're gonna jump into brows. This was a product, this is from the Brow Bar. It was featured in a BoxyCharm last month in December. As you guys know, I got mine in the wrong shade and I said I was gonna hop on that BoxyCharm Beauties group and trade with someone. I did. So I gave up my light one for the medium shade. So now I have one in my shade to actually use. I am not gonna be using the brush it comes with. I'm gonna grab a brush of my own and I'm going to do my brows. Okay, so I don't love the gel that came with it. I think the brow gel is just a little bit too red toned for me. I feel like the brows look very warm. I do like the powders though, they go on very smooth. And I feel like that gel also slid around a little bit to where my brows look a little bit bushier and thicker than they normally do, which, not the end of the world, it's still manageable, but probably not going to want to use that gel again, but the powders are quite nice. All right, on to eyeshadow. So this is from Folklore Cosmetics. They sent me a whole box of stuff, and I've been using little bits and pieces of their stuff throughout videos, and I did want to jump into the eyeshadows today. This is the Perth palette, and the colors are clearly, I'm inspired by color today. So we're going to play around with color. So I'm going to start by dipping into Mount Eliza down here, which is actually a mid-tone brown, but I'm going to be packing it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really stamp it right in the crease area and taking it on the outer portion of the lid. Normally, you guys know I start with the lightest shade and work darker, but for today, what I have in mind, I want it to be a little bit more blown out. So we're going to play around with that color a little different today. Grabbing a packer brush, I'm going to jump into Passion Fruit, the purple right here. And I'm going to take that on the center of the lid. Going back into that brown, I'm just going to add a little bit more and blend it up to that purple. Then I'm going to clean off that brush in my color switch, and then I'm going to load up on the frosty blue shade down here. I've been really into icy blues lately. I don't know if you guys can tell. I've used the color like 5 times in recent videos. And I'm just going to press this on the inner corner of the eye and blend it just up to that purple. These shimmers are beautiful. I'm going to be completely honest, I did not expect such vibrancy, and I have not wet any of these shades. Just going to sweep away any fallout because there is a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to take a little bit of that purple and just blend where there's 2 colors meet, because I don't want to lose the purple, because that foiled frosty blue is definitely intense. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of a black eyeliner, throw that in the waterline. Grabbing a pencil brush, I'm going to go into that same brown shade that we've been using. And I'm just going to connect the outer lash line to the lower lash line. Then on a fluffier brush, going into the shade Shrimp up here, which is a little more pinky mauve. I'm just gonna blend out the lower lash. And then with that same shrimp color, I'm actually gonna go into the crease and blend that up. Normally, you guys know I would go in with a transition shade first, but when I wanna go in with like multiple colors like this and do some blues and some purples, you never know how it's gonna translate. So I do like to wait and then blend it all out with a transition-y tone at the end. So to amp this up a little bit, I'm gonna take a little more of that frosty blue, and I'm just going to take it around my inner corner, and I'm actually gonna connect it into the waterline. Now the fun part, I'm gonna grab this shade down here, Pavlova, which is, it actually reminds me of the Huda Beauty shadows in the way they're foiled. And it's almost like a topper, and it's a little galaxy, and I kind of like it. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna highlight the inner corner. See how that just like adds that purple galaxy vibe to the whole inner corner? Beautiful. That's like super galactic, a little extraterrestrial. I like it. All right, before I go too overboard on this and it comes back to a place where I can't stand it, I'm gonna go and take a tiny bit of this shade right here, Wah, which is almost like a frosty white shade. And I'm actually gonna take that on a highlighter brush and add a little bit of that to the high points of the cheek as my highlight today. Definitely a little frosty. Beautiful. I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit just so it's a little softer. Nope, we're gonna define that. All right, I'm gonna go throw on lashes and mascara off camera, maybe some liner if I'm feeling crazy, and I'll be right back. All right, lashes are on. I did choose my Nova lashes from the Makeup Shack because on the very tips of the hairs, they are blue and purple, which I thought would be really cool. And then I realized that you are not gonna be able to see any of that from where you are. But I know that when I look up close, the little tips of the hairs on my lashes are blue and purple and they match the eyes. So for me, I'm really happy with that. Anyway, now that that is on, I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that icy blue and just re-intensify just the innermost corner of the eye, because I did blend a lot of that away. And I realized when I was putting on my lashes that I wanted it to be a little bit more foiled than it was. And with that, we're gonna move on to lips. So first, from Grande Cosmetics, I have the Stay Put Lip Liner, which is a universal colorless lip liner. Supposedly, this is going to hydrate and cause whatever lipstick we put on not to bleed. For lipstick today, also from Folklore Cosmetics, these are the capsule lipsticks, which are these really cute little bullets, which they almost look like pills, which I thought was really cute. A friend of mine, Lauren, is actually a nurse, and I was like, aren't these perfect? They're like little pills that go into your bag, and perfect. So I'm gonna be, this might be a little too vampy for what I wanted today. Let me see if there's a different color. They are all in the like red or nude shade, so I guess I'm going with this color today. So I'm gonna throw this on. So I don't know if it was the shape of the bullet or the lip liner, but that just went on really easy and it held really tight to the lip line. I am gonna top that with a gloss today. This is also from Grande Lips. This is the Hydrating Lip Plumper. So I'm going to click some of this out onto my lip brush, and I'm gonna add a little bit of gloss on top of the bullet. And that is beautiful. I love this lip combo. It's comfortable and hydrating, and I don't feel dry, but it's got this really pretty shine, and I love the tone. I wasn't sure if I was gonna love that kind of a color with these eyes, but honestly, I'm really a fan. So let's just round it up. Primer. I am not really shiny. Anywhere where there's any shine on the face is from that highlighter, so I guess so far that's working. I'm gonna have to test this out with other foundations, because again, this is a mattifying foundation. Normally though, when I put on a CC cream, I have hated it within an hour of putting it on. So the fact that I like how this looks still, like I have the perfect sheen to the skin, but it doesn't look greasy or grimy, definitely something I'm going to enjoy playing with, especially since it has an SPF in there. SPF is important. Sun care is self-care. I obviously love these. This is now the second video first for you, but you'll see the second time I use them in a later video. Second time I'm using them, and I love these Blush and Glow and Bronze and Glow sticks. The concealer is the only product that I don't think I love, but honestly, it's not really made for concealing. Like, it's meant for like up here. My eyeshadow is starting to crease a little, so as a base, I'll probably stick to my MAC Paint Pot, but I don't dislike how this, I did end up using this to clean up my wings a little bit, and once I took my bronzer, I took the lighter side just to kind of pinpoint, highlight, and brighten down the nose. So this might be a really cool concealer just for like snatching the nose or helping with that. The eyeshadow palette, color-wise, is beautiful. I love the way everything is looking on camera. It's like just the right amount of intense, but still like wearable, even though it's blue and purple. So definitely a fan of that. The lip combo is everything. I have this in another color somewhere that I'm gonna have to play around with. That one's more of like a nude. I think it's called Barely There. I'm gonna be playing around with that off camera just to see how I like that as like an everyday, add a little bit of gloss to the face, because I've been really enjoying like a soft, subtle lip when I go out, and honestly, like, this whole thing is really pretty. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below, what are you looking to play with? And as I say in every first impressions video, let me know some of the items you've been playing around with, because that's what I really use to gauge what I want to go out and buy and try and play with. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.